So I've lost 100 pounds. And it's like, she's back, only she's better. And I have to thank him for that. I mean, I know a lot of people view him as like the savior, but he is, in that he gives people a gift, a tool that saves their life. The world is very cruel to, people, to obese people. And many people don't understand the pain. Through my life, I've always battled obesity, and I've gained and lost and gained and lost and did the usual thing. And I think there was a point where I gave up. And then I started getting ill. I had high blood pressure. I couldn't seem to control my weight. I was, almost on the verge of being an insulin injecting diabetic. I was very, very miserable, and I was very desperate. And I was so desperate that I was considering bypass. And I battled that for about 2 years and went through, with the insurance companies, and went through 2 sets of pre-ops. I had 2 of everything. So because of that, my mind was like I understood physically where I was, and I don't regret doing that. But what happened is, and I'm so grateful for this, the week before my surgery was being scheduled, there was a problem with my insurance company, and they pulled the plug. They pulled the rug out. And I was so angry and frustrated that I started doing some research. And I was aware of some of the doctors that down in Mexico. I had located a few of them. And through that, then I started to kind of research him a little bit. After the fact, I started to realize how very, very fortunate I was in the kind of man he was, the kind of reputation he has, and just the kind of doctor he was. I kind of knew that in the beginning, but I really got a stronger sense of it after the fact. And that's kind of how it happened. It's kind of interesting. I don't feel like I've been on a diet for 1.5 years. I feel like I've just lived my life like a normal person. A lot of times when you're obese, you don't understand what normal feels like. But I learned to understand what enough meant, because when we're overweight, we don't know what full is. We don't know what enough is. We seem to always want to eat until we're in pain. Oh, that's the sign. Okay, I'm in pain now. I've done too much. So I learned what enough was. Also, food becomes your friend and your armor, your shield that you hide behind. And I stopped using. And so I had to kind of deal with whatever issues I had by simply dealing with them. I think a couple things that have happened is I've actually become a nicer person because I'm not so angry. I'm much nicer. I've become a little more visible. I think your head has to be in the right place. You really do. You have to understand that there are things you have to give up. And this may sound flip, but you have to decide if life's more important than a bag of Cheetos. I've eaten Cheetos, 3. But I mean, it's that one of those things. I think you have to really decide in your head what has value. And it's not easy. It's hard. There's a struggle, but I would not have not done it for anything. I've thought, gosh, if this happened when I was younger, if this was available, my life would have taken a different track. Sometimes I say, why did it take so long? Sometimes I just, what, let it go. It's here. You found it, and you got the rest of your life. And I get the rest of my life because I'm off of all my medications. And I've probably added, I don't know, let's hope another 10 years. So things are better. I'm so grateful.